Hello, 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 hello. Hope you guys are all doing well. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Mothers and mothering people. Happy Mother's Day. Um, let's see. Go ahead and turn this off now. Okay. I am Soleil. I am your weekly reader. I am the cover mother of Vision of Dawn Tour. I am founder and facilitator of the Charm School Mentorship Program. And I am a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Hello, hello. We are here for the weekly energy reading. This is where we come together every Sunday just to get a little insight into the week ahead of us. I almost didn't go live because I low-key forgot it was Mother's Day. Forgot it was Mother's Day. I don't know how many people are going to tune in today. But it's fine for the sake of consistency. I really, really, really wanted to make sure that I was still live today. Hello, hello, Rains, Rose. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. I'm going to go ahead again because I don't know how many people are with their families or what people have going on today. I'm just going to go ahead and jump straight into it. I don't want this to be like the longest live ever. We will spend more intensive time together with each other on Thursday for Astro Hour. But let's just go ahead and jump straight into the weekly reading. If anyone is here because they have a question that they want me to answer, I always answer questions from the audience after the general reading is over. So my request of you is that you just be patient, you hang out, and you wait until it's time for questions to be answered, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits to walk with me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about the energy of the week ahead? Give us guidance for May 11th through the 17th. If there are any obstacles, blockages, barriers, challenges, lessons, blessings that lie ahead of us over the next 7 to 10 days, please give us wisdom and insight into how to navigate that energy, how we can best protect and prepare ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hello, Dulcinea. Thank you for tuning in tonight. As you come into the room, continue to say hello and put a comment below so that I know who I'm talking to. If this is your first time here, I try to make these readings as interactive as possible, and it helps me to be engaged with you all as I am doing this. Yeah. I'll explain why I'm laughing in a little bit. Some of you guys are going to have some really weird experiences of people that you've been nothing but gracious to. You will find that somebody who you've literally exchanged all of 3 interactions with in 15 years has blocked you on social media. You will find out that somebody has said something alarmingly not positive about you behind your back. There's going to be a revelation that would have hurt you, a younger version of yourself or a past iteration of yourself, right? Because you know for a fact that you've shown this person kindness. But real nigga you, grown you, established you, king of swords you, truly does not care about this thing that's being said to or about you, right? And the reason why you don't care is because you know how far you've come. You know how much life you've lived. You understand that whatever is going on with this person, they have made a piss poor and misguided decision to be invested in your misrepresentation. The win for you this week is the fact that you don't care. The win for you this week is the fact that this is not making you withdraw or isolate or disengage the way that it may have in the past. So take that as, I'm going to use the word bounty. Take that as the blessing that it is, that you have progressed to a point where younger you, a previous iteration of you, would have been broken, would have retreated in response to this behavior. But the version of you now who is deeply rooted in who you are and also deeply loved does not care about the fact that this is happening. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, this is you. Generous, charitable, willing to share, willing to pour not just your resources, but your energy into people, regardless of what the situation is. You tend to be a naturally very open person. You have a win-win energy, not a win-lose energy or mentality. And because of that, life's blessings meet you, opportunities meet you. You have no problem with being charitable and generous with other people because the universe has been so generous and charitable to you. Remembering that the person pouring out pentacles in this card is a business owner, is a merchant, right? And the reason why they are so giving to the people who are in need around them is because things are going good with their business. Life is treating them well. Like the sun is shining on them. Blessings are pouring over them, so it's nothing for them to pour blessings into other people, right? We live in a really fucked up time where folks think that if you are generous, if you are open, if you are vulnerable, if you are caring, that those things mean weak. We have very distorted understandings of what strength is in this society. And even some of the people that you've been charitable with will try to play you or play with your name or play in your face because they think that that is what makes them strong. And low key, you may have allowed them that. They may have gotten loud with you. They may have said nasty things. They may have said underhanded shit the last time they were around you and you ignored it, right? Because on that Five of Swords shit, you were choosing to lose whatever little petty battle that was going on because you wanted to win the war. You understood that life was bigger than whatever weirdness they were trying to bring into that social interaction, right? So Five of Swords shows you, in the name of war strategy, letting shit go because you didn't think it was that important. And it really wasn't. In the grander scheme of things, in the bigger scheme of life, it wasn't important. And that's why you are now in this King of Swords position, where you live a very peaceful life. Remember, King of Swords on a throne, on a cloud, right? You live a peaceful life. You like your life. You have a deep sense of self-assuredness and self-awareness. And you kind of don't even have the time realize when people call themselves not liking you or having beef with you because you keep your circle small anyway, right? You also have a lot of responsibility on your plate, which is another thing about the King of Swords. He has a lot of shit to do, which is why he does not get involved in petty disputes and why he does not like when people try to drag him into petty disputes, okay? But whoever this is in this Five of Swords, you think that because you have gotten over whatever this little conflict is, that they've gotten over, and you are completely wrong. This is a person that is very deeply insecure. This is a person who operates in a win-lose mentality. And this is a person who is so afraid of losing things that they feel like they have to hoard. They have to hold things tight. They live in a very lack mentality. And for whatever reason, they have decided that you are the person who is going to win something that they want. So even though, again, this interaction happened, if not 5 years ago, for some of you guys, more than a decade ago, if not decades ago, You've been far over it. You've achieved so much that it's not going to be until you are reconfronted with this person and their energy that you even remember it happened. Your responsibility is to stay here. Stay in this energy. Stay in that driven energy, that focused energy, that self-knowing, self-awareness, also a guarded energy. Just because this motherfucker crossed your path, yes, my nail is broken. Just because this motherfucker crossed your path after however many years does not mean that you have to allow them access to you. And in fact, whatever weirdo interaction you had with them that led to them holding this grudge against you, you were right for no longer engaging. And why were you right? It's too many people that love you. It's too many people that fuck with you. It's too many people that want to see you win. And you have accomplished way too much in the time since the last time you interacted with or spoke to them. That's another reason why you can't really get wrapped up in their distortion, their investment in making you see yourself smaller, their investment in projecting their poverty mindset onto you. You have no time to get wrapped up in that. The world is too good to you. Too many people love you. Too many people are cheering you on. You've come too far. And not only have you benefited from how far you've come, but you have inspired way too many people who've witnessed how far you've come. Operate from the Beyonce school of winning. Keep smiling, keep winning, keep stacking your money. Continue to be grateful. There is nothing that this person's opinion or negative perception of you can take from you. Regardless of how they want you to see yourself, they can't shake that. 9 of Pentacles, stability. 9 of Pentacles, self-assuredness. 9 of Pentacles, self-awareness. The ability to stand on your own, right? So all of this is coming up because it's really important. The only way that you can get hurt by this is if you stop and you go, wait, but I was kind to them. I fed them. I affirmed them. I was really cordial to them. Or in some of you guys' cases, I was only around this bitch once or twice. Like, what's the beat? None of that matters. None of that matters because they don't want to see you for who you are. They don't want to see you from the lens of success and pure admiration and celebrate. They don't want to see you that way. They don't want to see you for your generosity. They don't want to see you for how far you've come. They want to see you broken and without because that's what they feel like on the inside. So rather than being hurt by this person's misrepresentation of you, they're active and chosen investment in your misrepresentation. Rather than being thrown off by that, continue to be grateful. Continue to remember who you are. Continue to stand in your blessings. And continue to be grateful for the fact that your blessings are independent of not just their negative attention, but anybody's fucked up understanding of who you are. To summarize this, anybody that comes from your past trying to make you feel weird about any one-sided beef that they may have, don't pay no attention to that shit. Don't pay no attention to that shit. Your life is going way too good right now to be distracted by something like that. And even if you don't believe that your life is going too good, let this be a check-in to let you know that your life is going too good. Because you're not the weirdo that's walking around with a one-sided beef against somebody else. You're not the person that is moving in such poverty and scarcity mentality that you have to be clinging to a one-sided beef from a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, probably more. Okay? Be focused on who you are and don't allow yourself to have regret about the kindness you gave to that person. That phrase, don't cast your pearls among swine, that phrase exists for a reason. Everybody's not capable of receiving love. Everybody's not capable of receiving charity and kindness. So them not being able to receive your kindness, that's a reflection of them. It ain't got shit to do with you. But do not let this be a week where you let some weird insecure hoes in one-sided beef with you distract you from how blessed you are. If anything, let it be a reality check because you're not them. That phrase, they hate me because they ain't me, exists for a reason. Sometimes it really be that simple. They hate you because they ain't you. Look at this Pollyanna bitch thinking everything is sunshine and rainbows. I'm sorry. It is sunshine and rainbows for me. I'm sorry that it's been a while since you've seen the sunshine or a rainbow. But that doesn't mean that you get to have one-sided beef with me. You get to do whatever you want, but that doesn't mean that I have to be in a way because you feel poorly. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that message fell on the ears and on the heart of who needed to hear it. Let's do money next, and then we'll do health and wrap up with love. As always, this is my orange sparkling water. How many of you guys have celebrated Mother's Day today? You guys know that my mother is an ancestor, so I definitely made it a point to let her know that I love her and I'm grateful for her. But if you are fortunate enough to have your mother here physically, or if you are a mother, how did you celebrate Mother's Day today? I did nothing is an acceptable answer. I low-key wish more mothers would do nothing on Mother's Day, because I know a lot of y'all be tired. I know a lot of y'all be tired as hell, and half the time, those celebrations and dinners and going to Red Lobster and shit, I know half the time that's more for the kids or the husband or the family than it is for y'all. So let me know how y'all celebrated y'all Mother's Day if you did celebrate. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about our money, our finances, and financial health, our relationship with money during the week of May 11th through the 17th? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environments that will strengthen our relationship with prosperity and abundance, with financial expansion? If there are any lessons that we need to learn about our relationship with money, illuminate them now so that we can have a strong relationship with this energy. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Slept, allergies have been crazy, and okay. I just said that mothers need to rest. I just said that, so I'm grateful to hear. I'm not grateful to hear that you have allergies, Samantha, but I am grateful to hear that you allowed yourself to get the rest that your body needed. Ami ASMR said we just chilled at the house. That's beautiful. I love a relaxing weekend. Sounds like you guys gave yourself the rest you needed for Mother's Day. And I'm all about that. I love to hear that. I visited my mom and I showed her some photos of her ancestors that I found. My great-grandma passed last week, so I've been digging. I'm sorry to hear about your loss, Jess. But I'm grateful that you got to spend time with your mommy and the other people in your family, connecting very deeply with your ancestors. That makes me happy. Yes. Okay. Y'all know I always have to make note whenever I do a prosperity reading. If I do a love reading and there's no cups, I make note of that. If I do a money reading and there's no pentacles, I make note of that. Not a single pentacle in today's financial reading. And I think that that's important. I think that the reason why that is important is that a lot of us who are watching either live or in the replay have to really work on not only our mentality when it comes to money, but we also have to work on the emotions we carry that are related and attached to money and prosperity, right? And that's very clear because with the Seven of Cups coming up, a lot of us are making a lot of moves. We're trying to make really, really big decisions, right? Particularly about career. We're trying to make some big decisions. And the choices that we make now this week are going to set us up for a big chunk of the year, pretty much from now until September. Okay? The choices we make now are going to have weight over us until middle to end of September. And so it's really important that we slow down. It's really important that we make sure that we are not making decisions about our career from emotional desperation or emotional trauma. It's just important, right? And that we even understand the things fully that are being presented to us. When we look at the Seven of Cups, we see that there are different things in each cup. This person has white eyes, meaning that their vision is impaired. So they may not clearly see that there's a snake in one cup, and a bullet in another cup, and a rose in another cup, and a stack of money in another cup, right? What does that mean? Right now, some of us who are watching this have big decisions to make, have big things to choose, but we can't fully see the reality of those things we have to choose because of the emotional filters we have. When you add that to the fact that some of the people who are handing us these cups are not being the most transparent, they're not being the most honest, Spirit is really asking us to slow down and to think and to really make sure that we have emotional regulation, emotional control before we make these big decisions, right? Now, here's the thing. We are also going to receive insight this week that brings us clarity about these decisions. That's another part of the reason why we're being asked to slow down. If we are wrapped up in the go, 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 busy, busy, busy of everything, we're going to not even be in the energy, in the spirit of stillness to receive the download, to receive the insight that is meant to bring us clarity and cut through the bullshit and confusion. So, are these decisions major? Yeah, I'm not going to minimize them in any way. But if you can be slow in making these decisions, that will work in your favor, right? Especially because the nature of whatever decision you are making is not only going to have impact over you, it's going to have impact over your family. It's going to have impact over your chosen community. Even if it doesn't have impact over them directly financially, it's going to have impact over how much they can access you, the type of memories you get to make with them and time you get to spend with them. What do I mean by that? If you take on a job where, yeah, it's a short contract, but for 4 to 6 months, you're going to be working 80-hour weeks, you're probably not going to be able to have a whole lot of time with your children this summer, right? So all of this, the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Ten of Cups is saying, yes, the decisions you have to make are big, but slow down and be careful. And with the Seven of Cups being over the Seven of Swords, another part of the reason why you want to slow down and be careful is that because somebody may be trying to coerce you to make a financial decision or to attach yourself to something that benefits them way more than it benefits you. Remembering that the Seven of Swords is the thief card. It's somebody who's moving in the energy of manipulation, right? Upright, it's thief card. Reverse is self-sabotage. And the easiest way that you can avoid either one, either being crossed over by somebody who never had your interest in mind, or self-sabotaging yourself by not seeing things clearly, the way that you deal with avoiding either one is being very, very slow and being very, very deliberate, because the financial decisions that you make this week set you up karmically, right? What you put into a situation, you are going to receive and get back. Also, if this person is trying to convince you, because Seven of Swords can also be an energy of cutting corners, right? It can be an energy of maneuvering so that other people are left holding the bag or holding responsibility for other people's shit, right? It is important that you move with integrity when it comes to money. It is important that you move with transparency when it comes to money. Because whatever you put into your decisions sets you up karmically for the type of results you are going to get in the near future, okay? We end with the Queen of Swords, and I love that we're ending with her. She's literally the card of emotional security. We started with the Seven of Cups, which is a card of emotional insecurity, right? She is intellectual and emotional security. Queen of Swords has healthy boundaries, which makes it hard for people to take advantage of her, right? She has learned from her heartbreak, learned from her past about the things she needs to do and the barriers she needs to uphold to keep herself emotionally safe, right? All of this is under the Ten of Cups. Again, the decisions you make in terms of your finances are going to have bearing over the type of memories you get to create for your children, the type of time you have for your chosen family, right? Make sure that you are moving financially in ways that protect yourself. This is not a week to overextend yourself out of guilt. This is not a week to believe other people's financial advice more than your own, right? This is not a week to allow people to talk you into things that don't feel right and to fall victim to it because you don't trust yourself, because the karma and the consequences of that have a long fetch. They will be with you for quite some time, okay? So, to summarize this money reading, move slow this week, right? When it comes to signing contracts, when it comes to taking collaborations, when it comes to making any major financial decisions, move slowly. Move slowly so that you have time to not only think about how it impacts you financially, how does it impact your bandwidth so that you can show up for your family, have good quality of life, right? And if anybody is trying to rush you, if anybody is moving in a way where it feels like they are beholding or withholding rather information, they are. They are. And you are wise enough to know that they are. So move accordingly. This is not a week to gaslight yourself. This is not a week to trust other people. It's opinion about what you should be doing over what you know intuitively what you should be doing when it comes to your money and when it comes to the things you commit yourself over, especially for the next 4 months. Okay? All right, we are going to do health next, and then we will do love and romance, and then I'll take questions from the audience so that we can wrap up. I know that a lot of you guys are celebrating with your families right now. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need at this time about our mental, physical, and spiritual health during the week of May 11th through the 17th? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment that may be attacking or impacting, rather, the experience we have of our holistic health? If there's anything in terms of habits we need to change or instill, illuminate them now so that we know how to best preserve our health. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I think that's why I had the dream I had last night about my old work partner you told me to stay away from. I think it was to remind me. Yeah, your spirits speak really succinctly and really deliberately through your dreams. I've noticed that about you, Sinidra. So if that person is coming back up, it probably is to remind you to not let them bulldoze you into certain decisions and things that aren't good for you. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's look into this health reading. Some of you are not moving enough throughout the day because you believe that you are too busy. Or you believe that you need to focus on your work. And I'm saying believe for a reason. Because I know some of you guys are hearing that and you're thinking, bitch, I am busy. What the fuck do you mean? I do need to focus on my work. If I don't focus on my work, I will lose my job. That's not what I'm talking about, right? What I'm talking about is that, yes, you may be too busy to get out and take a 45-minute walk in the middle of your workday, but you can stand at your desk and do work, right? You may be busy to go to the gym after work, but it may behoove you to, walk to the parking garage instead of taking the shuttle. Whatever the minor changes are you need to make, they are not as big as you think that they are in terms of managing your health. But you do need to make some sort of decisions, because I'm not gonna lie, we got the tower here, right? And it's almost like Spirit is saying some of you guys need to stop ignoring what they have been trying to tell you about having transformation in your health habits before it gets too late. Five of Two of Cups. And I've been saying this for a while, and y'all have been thinking that I'm just exaggerating, but no, it's true. Some of you guys are not good at maintaining your physical health requirements because you don't want to do things by yourself. And that's fine. That's real. There are too many people around you who will go for the walk with you, who will take the weekend hike with you. That needs to no longer be an excuse, right? I think sometimes what happens is, like, because the people we want to do things with or who we envision doing things with us, they say no, and we think that nobody is there. That's not the truth, right? But the very first card that comes up is the Page of Wands, child of the big imagination. And it's funny because I just shared a card about the pages and the queens in the Patreon. But the Page of Wands is a child with a big imagination. They also are a busybody. They have a lot of energy, right? Why is this coming up in regards to you? Part of what you are learning is that your imagination, your creativity, and your ability to think clearly gets stunted when you don't have enough physical movement. And a lot of you guys aren't thinking about it that way, right? I think sometimes when we think about exercise, we think about it as the thing we do to get skinny, and then we bypass every other benefit of physical activity. And for a lot of you all, part of the reason why you can't think clearly and you can't get projects done is because you're not moving your body enough, right? You got to go for a run, you got to go for a walk, you got to lift some weights, you got to do something to get the physical energy out of your body so that the thoughts can move through as well. But that's the only reason why you can't think clearly. And that's the only reason why you feel like you're in a tightrope, and why you feel like you can't make clear decisions, and why you feel like you're juggling and balancing the same thing over and over again. It's because you are. And this is going to be the week that really gives you that breakthrough death card moment where it becomes really, really clear for you, and it causes a transformation in you in terms of your health habits. Now, a good majority of us who are watching this either live or in the replay, that is going to be our experience. But there's still also going to be some of y'all who are a little hard-headed, love you down, who aren't going to do it because it's like, you got codependency issues. And if your partner not there working out with you, you're not going to do it. If your best friend don't come, you're not going to do it. But you need somebody there with you. So 8 of Wands over the 2 of Cups. The cold hard truth is that in an ideal world, it would be great if you could find the motivation within self to just do it anyway, right? That's why the 8 of Wands is here. Quick change and forward movement. You aren't always going to have the time to go dig up a workout buddy. There's going to be times where you need to do it by yourself. But if God forbid you can't do it by yourself, then you need to start thinking, Ace of Wands, who is the new opportunity, the new person that I can ask? Okay, your partner won't go with you. Your boyfriend or girlfriend won't go with you. Ask your sister or your brother. You probably have a best friend that'll go to that Pilates class with you. But you gotta do it. You gotta stop being so wrapped up in the codependency of, I don't want to go and do something as minor as work out by myself, that you are allowing this to continue to be neglected. And if you are one of those people who are like, God forbid I go to the gym by myself, you got to really sit with yourself and ask why that is. Moon card, shadow work. Why are you so codependent that you can't go for a hike by yourself? That you can't get on an elliptical by yourself? That you can't take a walk around the lake by yourself? Because here's the thing, making your physical health regimen somebody else's responsibility is going to put you in a position where you have a tower moment. You end up, whether it's you waking up and the scale is saying something you don't want to see, or whether it is you taking on some sort of health ailment, right? You walk around thinking, it could be the opposite. You haven't put on any weight, and so you think everything is great, and then you go to the doctor and they tell you your sugar fucked up. You're pre-diabetic, right? I know a lot of people whose weight didn't change, but in older age, they became pre-diabetic because bad eating, bad workout habits, right? That's a thing that happens. But I'm being really, really honest with you because it's coming up in the cards and it's been coming up in the readings for a while now. There are some of you who really need to change your mentality around working out and exercise. It's not just a thing you do to get skinny. It's a thing you do to take care of your physical body, but also your mental body, right? To take care of the brain. Some of you guys are stagnating in terms of your thinking, and you're stalling on projects, and you're showing up in a way that's much less sharp and a lot slower in terms of your work and your output because you're not working out. And here's the thing, you can continue to avoid it, or you can just go ahead and do it and have that top, I like avoiding tower moments. I don't know about y'all, but that is the wisdom that's coming through when it comes to health this week. The mentality needs to change, right? And again, I gave some examples. Nobody's saying go out and roll in CrossFit tomorrow, but if you can stand and do your work, do it. If you can walk, take the longer walk to work or to your car after work, do it. Make the incremental changes until you can make concrete ones, okay? Working out does help ground you. Working out helps ground you tremendously. Some of you guys aren't sleeping well because you're not working out. I had to learn that as somebody who suffers from insomnia. If I have a day or two where I can't go to bed, okay, then that means not only do I have to do a workout, that means I got to make sure that the workout is at night. So I'm tiring myself, right? I'm just trying to do 5,000 steps a day. Well, that's even more motivation, right? What can you do in terms of standing at work if you are somebody that has an office job? What are the things you can do to build those extra steps into your day? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and do this love reading so that we can wrap up and get to questions from the audience. Ancestors, angels, and the master spirits that walk with me. Elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about love, romance, and matters of the heart as we go into the week of May 11th through the 17th? Who do we need to be? What do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment that will allow us to have the experiences of love and be loved by those we want to be connected to? If there are any challenges, lessons, blessings, breakthroughs in this area of life, illuminate them now so we know how to best prepare and protect ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Speaking of health, these allergies are kicking my butt. Some days the Claritin really does work overtime, and then some days Claritin do what it want to do. Because I definitely took Claritin this morning, but it did not check in for work at all. Whew. And I barely left the house today. I'm sorry, y'all. No, that's unattractive. I just can't help it. My allergies are fucked up. Clarify the Eight of Cups. What do we need to know about this Eight of Cups? No, I've only been a Claritin girl. I should try Zyrtec. I'm not gonna lie. Taurus confessions. It wouldn't be a reading if I don't say something about being a Taurus. I'm cheap. And Claritin is always on sale out here for some reason. Like Claritin stays on sale. Okay. This reading is super specific. It's not for everybody, but I'm going to go ahead and share it anyway. There are some of you who are in either a romantic relationship or just a situationship, right? Where even though you are partnered, you feel alone as hell. You feel very, very alone. Okay? Hey, Aja, good to see you. And there's a part of you, especially the and I don't want to say codependent because I feel like I've been using that word a lot tonight. But the part of you that feels like you have to be in a relationship to be stable, even though you feel alone in this relationship, you don't want to go, right? So there's a lot of indecision here. There's a part of you that feels like, what's the point of me being in this relationship if I feel so deeply alone? And then there's the other part of you that's like, well, I don't want to fully be alone. I don't want people to know that I'm alone. So at least I can say that I have somebody, right? Your journey this week is to get so rooted in your confidence, in your love of self, that you gain clarity about how you need to move through this situation. Because right now, this is making you very unhappy. And a lot of the performativity and false positivity that you have to put on to make it seem like things are going great, A, is not working. And B, it's draining your energy. Okay? Hermit, the card of isolation, the card of being deeply connected to your spirit. Now, in this particular reading, this is literal. Some of you guys are in relationships, but you still feel like you're alone. You can have your partner sitting right, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your partner sitting right, wife, husband, sitting right next to you. And you still feel deeply alone because of how unseen you feel, right? I've been hearing this phrase a lot, married single mothers. Some of y'all are that. You are in a marriage, but you might as well be by yourself because you're doing everything alone. And it's starting to drain you a bit, right? And it's causing you a lot of indecision. You have your days where you're like, I can't do this anymore. And then you have your other days where it's like, I done already done this for so long. What else can I do? And low key, the only thing that's keeping you in the relationship at this point is the indecision, right? And you literally blinded yourself to certain realities because you don't want to deal with the heaviness of whether or not you should end this thing, okay? Another thing that's keeping you in this relationship is, again, Queen of Cups, right? There are probably, if not children, who are also dependent on you guys' care. There's just family and community around that's used to seeing the two of you guys be together. So there's a part of you that feels like if you end it, that lessens your capacity not only to nurture these people who are nurtured by you guys being together, but there's also a part of you that's a little bit codependent, right? Queen of Cups does not like to be alone. They do not like to be unpartnered. Libras don't like to be alone, right? So this whole first row is saying that there is a relationship out there where the person is feeling unseen and they're numbing themselves, kind of blinding themselves to the reality of the fact that they oscillate day by day between feeling like they got to end this and feeling like they're trapped in it. Bottom row, King of Pentacles. Here's the thing. Not all of you who feel this way are going to leave this relationship, and that's not a bad thing. Because some of you all, the issue is not leaving the relationship. For some of you all, the issue is understanding that, especially when it comes to marriage or long-term commitments, there are going to be moments where shit is hard. Part of the reason why the King of Pentacles is successful is that he understands that success comes from hard work. What does that mean? There are going to be times where he is the page, meaning that he's going to have to learn by doing. There are going to be times where he is the knight, where he has to sit his ass still and be observant of what's even going wrong in the atmosphere or the environment. Every moment in the King of Pentacles' life is not go, 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 make money, have success, have fun. He has to hit bumps in the road. Those bumps in the road, those sacrifices, those moments of difficulty are wisdom and information that strengthens him for his lineage and the overall outcome of success. So for some of you, even though you're having these hermit and isolation feelings, right? The answer is not that you need to leave the relationship. The answer is for you to think about, okay, what do we need to do so that we don't feel like this 5 years from now, 7 years from now, in the long run? Because I'm committed to the success of this relationship. Now, that's some of you. Some of you, you guys know y'all gotta go. You gotta go. And you've been having to go. You've done everything you can, right? You've done everything you can, 8 of Cups, to try and figure this situation out. And a part of winning in this relationship is to just go ahead and walk away from what is not serving you so that you can start anew. But again, what's keeping a lot of you who are in this 8 of Cups energy from doing that is Sun card in reverse. You've gotten so used to the performance of the false positivity. You've gotten so used to making it seem like y'all don't argue all day from 11 a.m. or all weekend from 11 a.m. on Sunday to 7:30 p.m. at night. Shout out to my neighbors, right? And even the indecision is a choice because you don't want people to know that you're walking away. That's the worst position you can be in, or you can put yourself in, is where you are literally trying to force a relationship to work because, God forbid, what are other people going to say? Other people are not living in this inauthenticity, this prison of inauthenticity. They're not living in it. So you got to make some grown man, grown woman decisions about why you're putting up with this. And the only reason why you're not making this move and why you're so hyper fixated on what the rest of the world thinks about your relationship is because you have not worked on your King of Wands energy. You are not so deeply self-assured and confident that you can give a fuck less about what other people think about your dating life. Okay, you say you were married to this person for 10 years. If it's not working, do you want to spend another 10 years in misery? Right? Again, King of Wands, the King of Worthiness, the King of Confidence, believing that they can have and should have the best of everything to the point where they're going to enroll other people into their vision. Low key, and again, this is not everybody. Some of y'all, the work is to figure out how to make this work and sustain it and to understand that this is just a phase. But for some of y'all who this has been the situation the whole time, really asking yourself, like, why don't I think I deserve more? And what do I need to be to stand up in the belief that I do deserve more? Right? So that is the love reading for this week. I hope that was helpful. I hope it resonated with you all and that it fell on the ears and the hearts of those who needed to receive it. We are now at the end of the reading. We're at the end of the general reading. This is where I take questions from the audience. As you are typing out your questions, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys updates on some things that I am currently working on. I have extended so you guys know the last month the chicken foot amulets were discounted for $75. I've gone ahead and extended that for this month as well. And it's mostly because I'm just in a really crafty mood and I've been painting and putting some of them together. So you have until the rest of this month to get a custom chicken foot amulet if you would like to have one in your spiritual toolkit. If you're on my Facebook group, as I'm crafting and finishing the ones that I'm working on personally, I will post them in the group so that you can see what they look like. If you want to buy one, you can just buy one of those that's already made. But if you have a specific purpose that you want to use your chicken foot amulet for, just purchase your amulet at soleilconjureshop.com. And then once you've made your purchase, I will reach out to you for intention and design advice before I start crafting it, okay? I also want to remind you all that the sale on the Taurus season sale is still going. So if you want to book a private one-on-one reading with me, any orders on my website over $65, if you use the code Taurus, TAURUS, you can get 20% off, okay? So that is to book readings, that is to purchase classes. You can use it towards the amulet if you want to use it towards that. Any order over $65, if you want to buy the Rich Spirit Prosperity Wash, you can use it towards that. Speaking of the Rich Spirit Prosperity Wash, I do have a batch that I just completed during this last round of Rich Spirit. I got about 10 bottles if anybody wants to purchase that. So go ahead and just make sure that you make your purchase on my website. Last week I had to reschedule the candle reading class on Patreon. So that is going to be this Tuesday the 12th at 8 p.m. EST. So if you would like to join us for that class, just go ahead and join my Patreon. $5, any paid membership gets you access to the live class. If you are at the friendship circle or higher, you get access to the replays, okay? Trying to remember if there's anything else. We are 2 months away from my Divine Feminine Hoodoo Retreat, which will be happening in San Diego, California. If you're interested in joining us, July 17th through the 19th for 3 days of spiritual healing, transformation, and just learning deeply about Hoodoo tradition, the value of the Divine Feminine within Hoodoo tradition. Go ahead and click the link below for the Sacred Alignment Retreat, and you can learn more information about how to sign up, the place we're going to be staying. All that is in the intake group, okay? Ami ASMR, did you send your love offering? Okay. My Cash App and my PayPal both are scrolling below. I'm just going to trust that you will be sending your love offering, and I'm going to go ahead and answer your question, okay? You are saying, I don't trust my boss. Should I stay at my full-time job or take a chance on a new case manager job? And again, my Cash App and my PayPal both are scrolling below. If there's anyone else that has a question, go ahead and send a love offering to my Cash App or my PayPal. The suggested love offering is $8.88. I know that life happens, so if you don't have that much, send something because energy exchange matters. If you are in a blessed position to send more, that is always helpful as well and always deeply appreciated. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits to walk with me. Elevated ancestors. Should Ami ASMR be looking for another job at this particular point? Is that the best use of their time? They are not in a place where they trust their superiors, and it's difficult to be effective at your job when you don't trust your superiors. Is this something that will pass? Should she continue to stay where she is? Or is it in her best interest to find a new case manager position? All right, thank you. And if there's anyone else who would like a reading, go ahead and send your offering. If not, I'm going to wrap up with Ami ASMR. Euphoria comes on in 30 minutes. So that will give me time to take off my makeup and get settled before I watch my stories. Go ahead and leave that job. the energy around you is ripe for you to find something that's much more in alignment, right? What you're saying is you don't trust your boss. What's coming up in the reading is that you don't feel aligned to your boss. So you need to find a job where you feel aligned with the energy. I think you've kind of outgrown where you are low key. And so, Lover's card being Gemini energy, mutual alignment, understanding mutual consequence over one another. You need something that's a little bit more aligned and balanced with you, right? That's just what you need. Now, the reason why I'm saying that the energy is in your favor, we have the 9 of Cups. So right now, you will find something else and you will be grateful. So use this energy and movement to get that done. There's also a lot of creativity running through you. You are attracting abundance very easily. It's very easy right now for you to birth new opportunities for yourself, right? So this whole reading is saying that the energy is ripe and aligned for you to find a new job should you want one. The only reason why I'm gonna, and here's the thing, you know your feelings better than I do, but this is suggestion that Spirit is encouraging me to give you to understand what you're feeling. And the reason why they're giving it is because, again, Lover's card is Gemini energy. When Geminis don't feel aligned, they get really suspicious, right? What do I mean by that? They will project onto a person that person is their problem. I've experienced this particularly from Gemini women quite a bit in my life, right? Even though you are ready to leave this job, you don't want your suspicion and your lack of trust in your boss to be something that creates a bubble or tension for you all. That's why I'm naming it as that you're not aligned. Because you just don't need to be at this job anymore. You've outgrown the job. And so use this really delicious Empress energy around you to create something that is in alignment with you and that actually works for what you want and that'll make you feel comfortable. Okay? I hope that was helpful. But the short answer is, girl, just leave that job. Leave that job. Don't leave it before you have another one. Manifest the next one. Get that new case manager job first and then leave. Okay? I hope that was helpful, Ami ASMR. I see that Dulcinea as well as Nicole have left love offerings. So if either of you would like a reading, please go ahead and type your reading in the comments so that way I can answer your question, okay? I'm going to linger for about 2 more minutes to give the both of you time to go ahead and put your questions in the comments. All right, Dulcinea, I may see Chris at a family party. Is there anything I should know about him before I see him? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. Is there anything at this time that Dulcinea needs to know about Chris before she bumps into him at this party? Is there anything that her spirits want her to be equipped with in terms of wisdom, information, or perspective that will allow her to have this interaction with peace and ease? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. No reading. Okay, thank you so much, Nicole, for your generosity. I appreciate it tremendously. If there's anyone else that would like a reading tonight after Dulcinea, go ahead and submit your love offering now. Again, suggested offering is $8.88. But if you, for whatever reason, don't have that, just send what you can for the energy exchange. All right? Don't worry about him. I don't know any other way to say it. Don't worry about him. If you feel like he is an energy that you have to prepare for, it will cause you to show up around your family in a way that's really guarded and restricted, and they don't deserve that, right? So don't even worry about him. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is new insights and downloads, but it's also fresh perspective. So I think that you entering this situation with a fresh perspective, with an open mind, is going to be really important and necessary for you. right? If you go in with old baggage and suspecting the worst, expecting the worst, it can just end up being a form of self-sabotage for you, where you sabotage your own energy in terms of how you show up around your family, meaning that you isolate and you withdraw and you kind of hang in the corner kind of thing. So they're saying don't even think about him, don't worry about him, don't even stun him that hard. Just go and be focused on your family and be focused on that particular energy exchange, okay? I hope that that was helpful for you. I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for the night. Again, reminder, we are in the last week. I think we have like a week and a day before the Taurus season sale ends. So you have until Tuesday of next week to use the code Taurus, TAURUS, to receive 20% off of any order over $65 on my website. So if you've been meaning to book a reading with me, now's the time. If you've been interested in purchasing classes, now's the time. If you want to get a custom amulet, or if you want to purchase the Rich Spirit Body Wash, now is the time, okay? Also, even though the Taurus season sale is going on, I still have a monthly discounted reading. Love and romance readings are discounted to $85 for the whole month of June. So if you want to get a handle or an understanding of your love life, if you want to receive wisdom about how to incorporate movement through your spiritual practice in your love life, go ahead and book that love and romance reading and use the code Taurus to get a little bit more off of it, okay? I will be back on Thursday. We have another, I know I just did Astral Hour last week, but again, 4 planets having major transitions within 3 days of each other. So we will be back on Thursday to talk about Venus as well as Uranus, okay? Because they will be moving into different places or planets over the weekend, okay? I may go live twice this week. I haven't decided yet. I don't know. There's a part of me that really wants to do Astral Hour on Tuesday this week and then do Happy Hour on Thursday, because I want to talk about this Tyla and Rihanna shit so bad, because I think everybody is missing the point. I think everybody's missing the point. I'm very much on Rihanna's side, even though she hasn't said anything or expressed a side. But I have an opinion about entitlement to people that we admire that I think we really got to talk about. And between that and Cheyenne Bryant, there's just a lot that I want to talk about in the happy hour. So you guys will know before the week is over, but keep your eyes out. I may go live Tuesday, don't know, but we'll definitely go live on Thursday, okay? I'll see you all in a couple of days. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. If you are like me and you know your mother is an ancestor, I wish you peace and ease. I know that this is not always the easiest day for people who've had loss. So make sure that you're being gentle with yourself, that you're taking good care of yourself. And also I'm sending you love and hugs. Yeah. See y'all in a couple days. Take care. Bye.